Live from the Dunkin Latte Lounge.
What up, everyone? Welcome to the Dunkin Latte Lounge. My name, of course, Garrett from Elvis Duran and the Z100 Morning Show. You are here in our virtual Dunkin Lounge, looking lovely as ever. We welcome the one, the only, amazingly talented gem, Chantelle. How are you?
Thank you. That was a very warm welcome. I'm good. How are you?
Very warm in a very cold situation, too.
Yes.
So you could be watching. Yeah, you could be watching this like sometime in the middle of January, but when we recorded this, we are in the middle of a huge blizzard in the New York, New Jersey area. So are you back home in New York, or are you westbound in LA enjoying the sun?
I unfortunately am not westbound. I'm here in New York.
So you're here dealing with the snow just like us. Does your family go, you know what, Jim, as much as we love you and you're very talented, pick up a shovel and get your butt outside?
Oh yeah. That's my job.
Yeah.
I'll be doing that probably right after this.
You know, it's funny though, you're on that projection just to be a huge star and amazing. This will be the story. Be like, yeah, you know, I was doing an interview with a big radio station, and then I was told to go shovel right after it. So you know, you need those people to stay grounded in life. You need those people to stay grounded. All right,
that's very true. Keeps you humble to be sure.
Exactly. All right, so we could start wherever. I want to start with the classical training that you grew up with. Okay. You know, yes. So because it's very interesting, because you are an amazing singer. You're in what they call the pop world. You know, I don't like labels, but if you were to put it into a category, how do you go from learning about classical singing, and I'm sure Beethoven, Mozart, and everybody under the sun, to finding a passion and love for pop music?
Well, it definitely, I always knew that pop was where my passion was, and that's what I wanted to do at some point. But starting out, I did start out classically, and I think I was around 11 when I first started taking lessons. So that was the world of like arias and Italian and French singing, and really like training my voice and learning how to use it as an instrument.
Right.
And so that technique and background kind of gave me the guidance, like, okay, I really do love to sing and this is what I want to do. And then I would say that doing that and getting more exposure, like with performances, because we'd have recitals and everything, I realized, okay, I do like being on stage, I like performing, but I want to make my own music and I want to do pop. And I think a big shift in that was actually I went through a really big Rihanna phase when I was little.
Didn't we all? I mean, I'm still waiting for R8 though. That's in a whole nother podcast right there for you.
But listening to her music really made me like I loved the way her music made me feel, and I that's when I realized, like, I want to make music like this, and I want to really push myself and just see what happens. So I would say like around the age of 14, I kind of made the shift from just classical to now like writing my own music and dipping my fingers into the pop world.
Now, I am nowhere near any type of singer, maybe in the shower because of the acoustics, but as if I'm you, what would day one for me be like in a classical setting? Like what, like, do you determine where you lie on the scales? Like, I would say I have a deep voice. So does that make me
probably
a soprano?
Like a tenor or a bass?
A bass. So so it's almost like, you know, you get categorized as if you were going into pentatonics.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's probably what they did. Yeah.
They were all classically trained and they just happened to, you know, make music with no instruments. So being raised in New York too, did that describe and kind of influence your scene in music? Like, you know, because again, we're in the middle of a snowstorm and it's hard to get that summery vibe that you would get from like Katy Perry's, you know, California Girls or something like that. So who, you know, you said Rihanna, who else did you draw yourself to start getting into the pop world?
Definitely Ariana Grande. I think I was around like 13 when she really blew up. And that was another like eye-opening thing for me. I was upset. Like, I listened to her first
Did you wear the cat ears too?
I did. Yeah. I'm not so proud
I did as well.
Yeah, I did. And yeah, so she was another huge influence for me. And now I'm really into Sasha Sloan and Lolo Zouai, who Lolo Zouai was like from New York too. So like I listened to a lot of her music, went to her shows, And it really gave me a sense of like the community in New York and all the opportunities that we have here.
Yeah, it's crazy to think, like, it's one of those things where you run into someone with the same name or same last name, and you're like, oh, there are other people out there that
Right.
exist, you know?
Yeah.
And same thing in the music world, where you see a singer or you hear a singer and you start researching, like, they're from New York. You're like, oh my God,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
cool because you know the area.
and you find the connection. So growing up too, were you drawn to Britney, Christina, Beyonce, or
Oh,
did,
Beyonce, yeah,
yeah?
Christina.
So,
Yeah.
and then of course Rihanna took over,
Mhm.
you know, as rightfully so. But
Yeah.
so growing up, that was like, was that your go-to music outside of just, you know, learning to be a classical singer, just to
Yeah,
have fun and
I would say so. My parents also would play a lot of like Beatles, Tom Petty, Elton John, John Denver was another big one that I grew up listening to.
so it's a cool mix of everything out there
Yeah,
too. Kind of like as if you just put you know, your playlist on shuffle and you never know what you're gonna get.
exactly. You never know what you're
So now being like, I mean, you're fresh into the music world. You literally just graduated, you know, high school, what, like
yeah,
10 minutes ago?
pretty much. I mean, it doesn't it feels like a while ago now,
Oh,
but
of course. Yeah, it feels like we've all aged like 40
yeah.
years over the last 10
Mm,
months. But so is it weird going from high school to now being a business person where you're watching numbers and you're doing analytics and you're making sure you don't post something that you're not supposed to be posting and
yeah.
create it's not a typical work day as if, you know, a lot of people are accustomed to.
Yeah, that was something that I was definitely a little bit nervous about because most of my friends, came out of high school and went straight to college.
Right.
And so they have that set schedule for them. Whereas for me, I'm doing this full time right now. So I make my own schedule. Like me and Sheridan, we kind of every week we have meetings and I have studio sessions weekly and I do my own writing and I plan out my posts and I have a lot of calls
It's
with people.
it's a job that a lot of people that are watching this right now, they just assume like, oh, they're just laying on a beach
Right.
right now,
No,
just you know, create having a team make a song and a post to swipe
yeah.
up to, and
That's the
oh,
thing, like, it sounds like it would be easy and not really work, and it doesn't feel like work because I do enjoy it, but there is a lot of work that goes into it and planning and scheduling and, I do have to be, like, the boss and say, like,
right.
"Okay, this is what we can do, this is what I don't wanna do, here's what I want this to look like and feel like, and this is the vision." And I'm learning a lot, like, I am learning how to be the boss because it's not easy.
Except when you're home and your family says, "Go shovel the front
Right,
yard."
and then it's not
There's
up
no
to me
boss there.
anymore.
You definitely get knocked down
Yeah,
a few pedals right there.
yeah.
Now, we're talking about writing music and performing, you know, as opposed to like describing your songs. What was the last thing you thought about that you turned into a song recently?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, I just wrote one on Friday night, and it's called Temporary. And I was just thinking about how actually I okay, I got a tattoo recently.
Okay.
It's a permanent tattoo, yeah. So I was just
I
I
have
was
a
just
henna. Mine's
yeah.
henna. So
Oh, okay, cool. I was just thinking about the concept of things change so quickly and nothing is really permanent. And for me, that's kind of something that I struggle with sometimes because I'm like, okay, like everything just feels so temporary, like people
right.
come and go and things come and go, and so I was, like, looking at my tattoo and I'm like, "Well, this is one thing that's gonna stay." And so I kinda took that idea and that was, like, one of the first lyrics I went with, I kind of played around with that idea of, like, a permanent tattoo when so many things change, but that was yeah, that idea of things being so temporary and fragile was the last thing I wrote about.
I mean, tattoos definitely are permanent, but like if you want to put in like 12 hours to get it removed, that's a whole
Well,
nother
yeah,
story. You know,
not
that's
gonna
a whole nother story. But
yeah,
no, especially now, and that's a great point too. As you grow up, you know, to talk little big brother to little sister right now, like you'll have that core group of friends that they'll stay core, and then as you grow even older, you'll have that core that kind of like gets
yeah,
cut in half a little bit,
yeah,
and then you'll have, a solid good like two or three friends.
mhm,
And people are watching like, oh, that's it. it kind of is true. And I think we all can
No, it
agree if you're
happens.
watching
It
this,
does. Yeah,
it's the circle of life, as Simba told us, or Rafiki,
exactly.
depending on how you want to argue that
Mhm.
one. All right. So we got some music coming up, which I'm very excited for everyone to sit down and listen and chill out and have some fun with. But before we let you go, let's go over socials. Like there's
Cool.
obviously so many socials to follow you along.
Yeah.
Where can we follow your story and just say we were there since day
Day
two?
one.
I'm not going to say day one, because day one would be like when you were literally were
True.
like, you know
Way
what,
back.
I'm doing this. So I'm going to make it day two.
Day two. I like that. Okay, so my biggest, the one that I use the most is Instagram. That's Chantelle _. And I post on there pretty frequently. In my bio, you can find the link to my TikTok and YouTube, where I also post. And then my Twitter is also Chantelle _. And I'm trying to get better at that because I don't tweet much, but I'm working on it.
Did you see the TikTok omelet?
Yes, I did.
Oh my, so good. I had it the other day.
That's why TikTok is good, because I'm learning all these recipes.
It looks nothing like it does on TikTok, but
Well, okay.
I tried.
That's all right.
All right. So before we let you go and you give us a great performance from a couple songs, we asked everybody that comes into the Dunkin' Latte Lounge to think about this question, and it literally, there is no wrong answer, nothing but right answers, depending on how you answer. So if you had the chance to sit at a Dunkin' or outside, depending, or at a park, but enjoying a Dunkin' with anyone in the world, anyone, past, present, imaginary, cartoon, whatever, who would it be and why?
That is such a tough question. Give me a second to think. If I had to sit with anybody, past or present.
Can't be wrong. This is the beautiful thing about it.
There's so many good choices. Who?
I mean, if I was you, I would start. You said you spoke very highly of Rihanna.
Yeah.
These are the situations where it's like, you put it out there into the universe, especially online.
You know, I think I know.
All right, go. All right. So if you were to have a latte, Dunkin' latte with anyone in the world, who would it be?
I think it would have to be Ed Sheeran.
All right, there we go.
I love Ed Sheeran. I think he's such a great storyteller and lyricist, but then he also has those, like, he's just, the melodies and the rhythm are so pop.
Oh, of course. He's a lot of fun too. So he had a friend come up who was a singer. He was opening for Ed on tour, but Ed came up anyway for support one day when we were interviewing him. Oh, so cool. I was taking a photo, and no one was around, and Ed said, "I'll take it." So he took my phone. He took my phone and he was taking a picture, and I'm going through the photos, later on in the afternoon, and there's a selfie of Ed. So Ed turned the phone around and took a photo of himself, and not getting a photo of me. And so typical Ed Sheeran.
Typical Ed Sheeran. But now you have a photo of him on your phone.
Yes, I do, and I could use it as blackmail one day, but I would never do that. No. So Jem, thank you so much for the opportunity of sitting down. Love getting to know you. Make sure you follow along, but we're not done yet. You got work to do right now. I'm going to exit this this call like we normally do, or just mute myself or whatever, and let you do your thing. So Jem, thank you so much, and remember, follow along #Dunkin' Latte Lounge across the board, and we will talk to you guys soon. I leave you now with Jem.
Thank you so much. What's up? It's Chantelle in the Dunkin' Latte Lounge. And before I start, I just want to say thank you to the Dunkin' Latte Lounge for having me. Thank you, iHeart. I'm very excited to be doing this. And the first song I'm singing is a song that I've written, and it's out on all platforms. It's called First Place, and it's about putting your self-worth above everything else and not apologizing for it. So let's go. And I don't mess around with a fake friend. I don't make a mess with my feelings. I don't need no one second guessing, yeah. No, 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 I love a good time, like the last night, but I want more than a one time. Gonna need a lover to make the sunrise, yeah. No, 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 cause I know that if I try too hard, you'll get selfish. But I watch that road, now I'm driving. Are you riding, baby, are you riding? All you wanna do is be my new love. Tell me your intentions, is it true love?
Feel you put your hand on my waist now, but I only got a spot for the first place. Used to give away my love to the foolish, now I'm only making space for the real thing. Feel you put your hand on my waist now, but I only got a spot for the first place. And there's a line down the corner, cause it's sublime in my corner. I don't mean to shine, but it's on ya, yeah. No, 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 no. And everybody talks such a good game, but lust and loyalty ain't the same thing. I'm just trying to trust, do you trust me? Saying all you wanna do is love me, yeah. If I try too hard, you'll get selfish, but I walked that road and I'm driving. Are you riding, baby, are you riding? All you wanna do is be my new love. Tell me your intentions, is it true love? Feel you put your hand on my waist now, but I only got a spot for the first place. Used to give away my love to the foolish, now I'm only making space for the real thing. Feel you put your hand on my waist now, but I only got a spot for the first place. Ooh, only got a spot for the first place. Ooh, said I only got a spot for the first place. You're taking up space in my head, doing it just cause you can. Well, you gotta stop paying rent if you wanna take home the win. Cause I'm just a pawn in your game, but you play by the rules that I made. If you really mean what you say, you won't cheat your way to the first place. New love, nah, nah, nah. Used to give away my love to the foolish, now I'm only making space for the real thing. Feel you put your hand on my waist, nah, nah, but I only got a spot for the first place. Ooh, only got a spot for the first place. Ooh, only got a spot for the first place. So this next song that I'm going to sing is actually not released yet, but it will be soon. It's called Long Way Down. I wrote this very recently. It's a song about going back to a relationship / person that you know is not healthy for you, but you slip up and you're back in that pattern. And I'm not making excuses, I know it's not good, but I think a lot of people can relate to this, and this is Long Way Down. Baby blue, city views, I thought the last time was the last time. Now you're watching me put my hands on you, filling up my glass with cheap wine. And I know we shouldn't let it get this close, but we push and pull until we overflow. When all of our problems spill into tomorrow, will you be here in the morning, or will you leave them on the floor for me to clean? It's easy to solve them when bodies are talking and we're living in the high life, but it's only for tonight and it's a long, long, long way down. Down, down, down. Picking fights, we're both wrong, but it feels right. And now we're going at it like we never left. And you go too far just to heal the scar. Light me up and put me out like a cigarette. Now we're going up in smoke, but we let it burn. Cause when you touch me, swear I'm spinning with the earth. When all of our problems spill into tomorrow, will you be here in the morning, or will you leave them on the floor for me to clean? It's easy to solve them when bodies are talking and we're living in the high life, but it's only for tonight, and it's a long, long, long way down. Down, down, down. It's a long, long, long way down. Down, down, down. And I know we shouldn't let it get this close, but we push and pull until we overflow. When all of our problems spill into tomorrow, will you be here in the morning, or will you leave them on the floor for me to clean? It's easy to solve them when bodies are talking and we're living in the high life, but it's only for tonight, and it's a long, long, long way down. So this next and last song that I'm going to be singing is called Petite Petite. It is partly in French, so just a translation. Petite Petite means little by little, and l'oiseau fait son nid means the bird makes its nest. So together it is little by little the bird makes its nest. And I wrote this song to another person, explaining to them basically that I am independent and I need my space and time to grow and be my own person and have fun and do my own thing before I can really commit myself to anybody else. So that's the story behind the song. Before I sing it, I just want to say thank you to the Dunkin Latte Lounge for having me. Thank you, iHeart, and I hope you like this last one. If it's delicate, if it's heaven sent, tell me what's the difference when I'm distant, standing next to you. Still I'm falling true, and I try to fight it, but I can't deny that. Don't wanna fake it, no, don't wanna break it, don't wanna take it away. Until we make it, let's not be mistaken. These feelings can fade. Petite petite, l'oiseau fait son nid. Petite petite, you come closer to me. But what if I don't want a home at all? You give affection and pay attention. When I don't listen, you're not offended. You're hard to find, seen in a different light. But can you afford me when I get bored? I don't wanna fake it, no, don't wanna break it, don't wanna take it away. Until we make it, let's not be mistaken. These feelings can fade. Petite petite, l'oiseau fait son nid. Petite petite, you come closer to me. Petite petite, l'oiseau fait son nid. But what if I don't want a home at all? Please don't take this personal. A girl like me has gotta roam away. La, 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 la. I can't settle down for long, no, I can only lend my love. Petite petite, petite petite, l'oiseau fait son nid. Petite petite, you come closer to me. Petite petite, l'oiseau fait son nid. But what if I don't want a home at all? Petite petite, l'oiseau fait son nid. Petite petite, you come closer to me. But what if I don't want a home at all? Thank you.
Live from the Dunkin Latte Lounge.